guys, this is Hazard 502 here, and we're going to be doing part 2 of my review of my new Vaders Vault Hero, which is the Generation 2 version. Just as a reminder, this is a Crystal Focus 10 run soundboard, and the light setup that I have in here is a Tri-Cree green-white LED. So one of the cool things about receiving this is that my wife is very familiar with Star Wars. She's a fan. She's not into it as much as I am, but she is a fan, and she's familiar with my hobby and my lightsaber collection. And so when I showed her the Vaders Vault Hero Gen 2 model, and when she looked at it, she said that it felt and looked like something straight out of Star Wars, which I thought was a very excellent and fitting compliment to the work that Vaders Vault has done with this particular hilt. And to me, I share that sentiment. I think that it looks and feels out of the Star Wars universe, which is awesome. I mean, that's what I believe Vaders Vault was going for, and I think that they've achieved that. I am going to boot it up, and hopefully the sound comes through. And speaking of the sound, the Crystal Focus 10 soundboard is probably one of the crispest, most crisp sounding soundboards that I've ever heard. I've had a good number of different soundboards, sound cards in my hands over the years, and this is easily the clearest and crispest sounding board and speaker combination that I've had. Not sure if it'll translate very well over video, especially just on my phone, but hopefully it will. The sound font on here is going to be Mad Cow's Shoto sound font, and I'm just going to fire it up and just give you a demonstration on how the smooth swing works, and then we'll talk a little bit more about it. So there's a couple things I've discovered about how the smooth swing is set up right now and how it's configured, and I'm sure maybe things can change with the settings, but we'll talk about that in a bit as well. So just get you to listen to some of the sounds. So, smooth swing. This is the first lightsaber and soundboard equipped with smooth swing that I've ever owned, and it is awesome fun. One thing that I've noticed about how the settings are right now is that smooth swing with a sound font that's compatible with that will only activate when you're in a spherical motion and not with necessarily straightforward or horizontal movements, which I'll show you. So, spherical motions with the axis of the hilt rotating will activate smooth swing, but for example, stabbing motion or lateral or horizontal movements doesn't necessarily activate the sound effects as it would with maybe a traditional sound font. And again, I'm not sure if you can go into the SD card and change some settings there, but I'm sure that is a possibility. Let me know in the comments below if you know otherwise. And another comment that my son made with the Vaders Vault Hero is that when he picked it up and swung it around for the first little bit, he said that he loves the way it looks, but he does not like the way that it feels. And I'd have to agree with what he said, because I believe Vaders Vault's goal was to model this as close to movie accuracy as possible, and so really it's the movie's fault that it's not as comfortable as it can be. There aren't really any sharp edges on it, but there are ledges and ridges, just based on the thin neck design and the activation box. where even my hand, after wielding for a while, does get a little bit raw and sore from swinging it around because of the design. So that's not really necessarily Vaders Vault fault in any way. It's just the design that comes straight from the movie prop. I think that if you're able to build up a little bit of callus towards the hilt aesthetics, or if you wore a glove, it would deal with those things right away. So I'm going to switch to another sound font. We're going to go to Father and Son, which is the stock sound font that this came with. So again, you just hold on the lower button and it'll get you into the menu.
Sound bank selection.
And I'm not sure which way up or down I need to go to get to Father and Son, so we'll just go for it here.
The Old Republic, Malign. The Old Republic, Crucible. Shackles. Revolt. Hoth.
Granny.
Nebula.
Crystal focus.
Nightfall.
Exit
We're
menu.
going a long way around.
System menu. SD card USB access. Audio player.
Alright, so hold any button to confirm the sound font. And there's the boot for that. So let's strike it up. Very classic Luke Skywalker sound. So again, another excellent smooth swing sound font compatible with the Crystal Focus 10. Another short note is that not all sound fonts that come with the Vaders Vault Hero are smooth swing compatible. The more traditional swing motion activated sound fonts. I believe the Crystal Focus 10 specific sound fonts that come with that board, like Grey Meat, Father and Son, I think that's another font maker's sound font, and anything Mad Cow is smooth swing compatible, but there's a couple other ones on here that are not, which I will go to now. Let's see if I can find it in a timely fashion.
Sound bank selection. Audio player.
Okay, we'll go this way. Sorry about that.
Vengeance. Like a balance.
Youngling.
So the Ahsoka sound font is not smooth swing compatible. So you can see there that we don't have any smooth swing effects happening. I do believe that the settings on here are fairly aggressive for traditional sound fonts, which is something you can go into the SD card settings and change so that it is more sensitive to swings. That is one cool thing about some of the fonts for the Crystal Focus 10, is that when you let off of the blade lockup, it has like a trailing effect as you leave the other blade from that part of battle. That's a really cool effect. So, really enjoying this. Do appreciate the accuracy to the movie. Also, just the level of build quality and fit and finish on this is top notch, and I really commend Vaders Vault for doing a great job with this hilt. So that's the Vaders Vault Hero Generation 2. Thanks for watching, guys.